Hey, howdy, how's it going? My name is Bennjipie, and something I wanted to sort of talk about today is Xdefiant. Obviously, I've been showing a lot of gameplay of it lately. It's usually, I get one good game, record that. Sometimes it's not even that good. Still record it and use that as the footage. But for today, I started to notice it a lot more frequently after these past few patches or updates or whatever they've done, and stuff like that. I don't really know exactly what they've done. I've looked at them, but who knows? They could have been doing stuff in the back end, not really saying anything. Doesn't really matter. But I have a slight feeling that the game just feels kind of off, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my me not realizing that it's like a honeymoon phase or something like that, where you're like, it was really fun at first, now everyone is leaving, or a lot of people aren't playing. It could just be a lot of sweats playing more. Like, a lot of the better players are playing more instead of the bad players, because the bad players are either still in the welcome playlist or they just drop the game entirely. Overall, I'm just not like, it's not fun. It's not fun sometimes. I've left a lot of games, and that's the one thing that I do like, is that leaving, I can get into a game pretty quickly, but regardless, I feel like I'm facing a lot of better players now. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is, and it is especially worse at night. If you like, whatever time zone you're in, if you play at like 10 p.m. anywhat further, the lobbies get progressively worse over time, and it is very unfun. I've more frequently have been playing against a lot of people who are 100 or level 100 and like further, which is fucking insane, because how is someone playing this goddamn much? Like, that's disgusting. And I am shaming that, because most of the people you find in lobbies are level 50 and stuff like that. I think I'm like level 64, and that is only because I've played so much in the first 2 weeks, and then I've kind of just dipped off. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, to be honest. But overall, this game, man, I really like the idea all around. I love it. It's not something where I'm hating on it. It's not a skill issue. Okay, performing well is normal. It might just be the lack of content or something, the honeymoon phase like I brought up. Maybe I'm just like not really enjoying it as much as I feel like I should be or something. Which is why I'm not like forcing myself to play or whatever. Like, I take breaks, I just get off, I play something else, I play other games. Like I said, I was playing Fortnite. But Xdefiant, it's fun because there's no skill-based matchmaking, but there is not that many casual players right now in any of the other playlists, so you're just kind of limited to playing against people who are always trying really hard, and playing the objective isn't really that important. People don't really care for it, and when you are playing the objective, for some reason you just die faster. It seems like get shot at more frequently, and obviously a bit of it makes sense. It's not any excuses, but it's really confusing to me, because I'm not someone who will sit by a game side and say it's perfect or whatever when it really is not. I don't think I've ever really done that. I can tell you that I really enjoy a game, and it's really fun. And if you're not enjoying it right now, it's because you're probably really bad at it. That was Xdefiant to start. The first few weeks, the people who did not like it were not understanding what the game was trying to be. But now you understand what the game is trying to be, and you're playing it the way that it's supposed to be played, and there's still something off. I remember in the first, one of the betas or whatever, like closed tests or something, I played it, and there was this consistent issue of you would shoot at someone, you would hit them a few times, and then after the first couple shots, the first shot would register as a hit, and you would start to do damage, except it felt like that person was doing damage to you faster than you were able to even hurt them. I can't tell if that's coming back and that's being a problem again, or I can't even figure it out. But it's like, sometimes that happens, sometimes a shot just doesn't register. Maybe it's just a hit registration. I know a lot of people have complained about that. I know a lot of people really hate it, and at first it wasn't that bad. It genuinely was not that bad. And for the people who say things of like, well, I don't experience it, probably because you use a full auto weapon and you never use anything else. Hit registration becomes a very big issue when you're using a sniper rifle. The amount of times I'm using the M44, which is the first sniper that is a lot faster to aim with but doesn't do as much damage, and then there's I think it's the AX50, it has a 50 in it, but the other sniper, that one is more consistent. But even then, with both of them, there are so many times where a shot will not register, or I happen to somehow hit a spot of the person's body that I was not anywhere near close to hitting, and it counts as that. So like with the M44, it doesn't do as much damage. So if you hit someone not in the upper chest, it won't count as a like a one-shot kill. That's fucking boring as hell. That is extremely boring. And so when you play as cleaners, you do fire damage. So when I hit them, it doesn't register properly and I'm still doing fire damage. Sometimes I hit them, it says I'm doing fire damage, but the person actually wasn't taking damage at all. Really sucks. All of it together really sucks. Another issue, and this is just, you know, issues altogether. And this isn't me saying the issues are the only problem or whatever, or like that's the only thing this game has. I really like this game. When the game feels like it's connecting, it's really good and it's really fun. But what I'll get to is proximity mines. Sometimes when you slide, it doesn't even register that you slid. Sometimes it doesn't even matter and you're just going to blow up. Proximity mines are extremely strong. On top of this, grenades. Why the fuck, if someone just pulled out a grenade into their hand and they're holding it just for 1 second, when they die, it drops, and almost instantaneously after it drops, it blows up. So fucking like annoying. It's the most frustrating thing on the planet. And it's something where I sit back and I'm like, I shouldn't have walked over the person's body. Because usually, you know, in Call of Duty, which is a comparison, it's like the fuse timer is 4 seconds. So if someone just cooked it and you killed them, you can run past it fully and you're fine. For this game, not the case. Really hate that. Factions. I don't know if I already said it, but the Echelon recon suit, super busted. Really unfun to play against. Not that fun at all, actually. It's busted. It's really boring when the scan lasts a really long time. On top of this, it tracks you through walls. On top of this, it gives you a full player outline. There are so many things that they can do to fix this, and I hope that they choose either if it's going to track you through walls, make it so that it's a ping above your head. If they want it to last as long, it needs to be something where we see like after images of the people that are scanned, because it's super obnoxious to just be tracked completely through the wall. Another thing, the Watchdog Spider Bot. They said that they're looking into it, but this thing is unnecessarily strong. On top of this, the DedSec, their other ability is like almost entirely useless. I have never seen someone genuinely use it, so I hope that gets looked into. Another thing, Cleaner's fire damage. Why the fuck is it so strong at times? Sometimes it's like you're at 12 health and you'll die from it, and other times you get them to 12 health and they don't die from it. Doesn't make sense. I feel like it's a little inconsistent. Another thing, the Phantoms with their extra health, really annoying when it comes to sniping. Now obviously, depending on, you know, if you're using the M44, you can use cleaners, but sometimes the shots don't register, so then you don't even end up killing them. On top of this, the 20 extra health seems to be very noticeably like helpful, like all the time. Like even when I use it, it's not something where it's like, oh well, when they use it it's better. But in general, Phantoms are pretty strong. Their shield is also annoying. I like the handheld shield. That's fun to use. That I feel like that's very balanced. But the other shield, I don't know. Now obviously, hit registration, dying around corners, really not fun. And especially really not fun when the other team is sweating their nuts off. And when it comes to sweating their nuts off, they're using the M16, like I brought up, the ACR, the AK. I've seen the Vector, an MP7, P90. I don't know, I don't even know how many SMGs there are, but it seems like a lot of people are using the things that shoot the fastest or one shot. I don't really see people using the AA-12 or, I mean, the M44 sometimes. Like the M44 is only used in lobbies typically when people are not running Phantom. On top of this, you know, just in general, it's just like the M4A1 not as good as it's a pea shooter. I don't get that. I don't know. It's confusing why a lot of the weapons are not as good as they probably should be, and I know that a lot of you may agree, but this is sort of just me venting about it because I've been, you know, you play a good chunk of a game and you're like, all right, I get it, I get what's going on, I get who the fuck is like making this really boring. So yeah. Last thing that I can think of right now is the sniper flinch, weapon flinch. Whenever you shoot someone who's holding a sniper and aimed in, they're supposed to flinch. Sometimes it doesn't even seem like it affects people. Don't get what that's about. I really wish it was noticeable where that you could kind of tell. Doesn't even look like it. Obviously we're getting kill cams and things like that, so hopefully that sort of stuff will change, but man, oh man, I really want Xdefiant to perform well so that Call of Duty can get better, so that, you know, Call of Duty can be actually more fun to play, because more people are prone to get Call of Duty for some reason over Xdefiant, but Xdefiant plays like dog shit a lot of the time. But when it plays right, it really is a lot of fun. If there's a certain game that you want to hear me talk about, regardless of like if it's popular or not, it doesn't really matter. Like, you know, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Xdefiant, those are the only things I can think of. It literally doesn't matter. It could be a Blue's Clues game or fucking, what do you call it, Dora the Explorer. If you want me to talk about it, I'll talk about it because it would be pretty funny. Or if you just want to hear my thoughts about it or whatever, or have me play it, something like that, comment all that stuff down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you are also having issues with Xdefiant, I want to know what those issues are. I want to, like, usually people experience different things. I want to know what you've been experiencing compared to myself and what I've talked about. Maybe there's a few similarities and things like that. Be interesting to see. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. It's really nothing much, obviously. It's not, there's really nothing interesting besides me just talking about stuff that's really stupid in this game, but overall, doesn't really matter. It's just a game. They'll fix it later. I got other stuff to play and other things to do. Yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. Hope you guys have a great day, night, week, month, whole rest of the year. It really doesn't matter when it is. I hope that's great for you guys, though. See ya.